Good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to another episode of Fortunes in Reselling. Tonight, we're going to talk about tips and tricks on reseller tools. So, before we get into who's here, let's walk through the panel, see if we have. I'll start with myself. My name's Chris. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I thrift, buy wholesale, liquidation.com, any types of liquidation. I resell mainly on eBay, started up Poshmark, and Mercari a little bit, and Amazon FBA as well. All right, Shane, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Shane, the Rising Rent Picker, and I pretty much do the same thing. I sell on FBA, eBay. That's really the only two platforms I sell on, and I find stuff pretty much anywhere, especially yard sales, garage sales, and also I do a little dabble in storage units and stuff like that. So next, how about Scott?
All right, Scott, the Bearded Picker. Yeah, Amazon mainly. I've been working eBay in. eBay is about 30% right now. I source anywhere. It doesn't matter where. Auctions, thrift stores, anywhere except for the pound stores, because as someone told me at the meetup yesterday or last night, they're like, I tried to go to the weigh and pay in Nashville, but it smelled like urine. They're not all the same, but I've found a lot of them have bad smells. So that's generally the only place that I don't show. I've been to quite a few of them, but I've never actually bought anything there.
What's going on, guys? Wade with Wade's Ventures here, and just trying to figure out my audio issues, guys. So I run a YouTube channel called Wade's Ventures, and I do a little bit of everything. Amazon, eBay. I bought a couple storage units recently, so I'll do those. A lot of thrifting for vintage stuff. Also electronics, dabbling a little bit into that. So anything I can make a buck on or a few bucks, I will sell. So
yeah, we watched it the other day live, and man, I kept looking at that storage unit thinking, man, that's a lot of work.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. So a lot of times people see the TV shows and they see all the stuff, and they're it's a great way to get a lot of inventory for, I mean, I paid $100 for that thing, but there's also 2.5 trips to the dump. Then you got the man hours of sourcing it, going through all the boxes and then trashing it all. But that unit was crazy. I got probably about 50 pairs of athletic shoes that were in really good condition. Nikes, Adidas, some just random stuff, but it's definitely, I think I'll make about 2,500 on that unit, all said and done. Nice. But yeah, it takes about 2 to 3 days. So yeah. It is, it's a lot.
I just bought one, what was it? Thursday evening, and just got it cleaned out Saturday, and it was a bad buy. It was not good.
Did you buy online or was it live?
I buy online, but I go live too. I've been doing storage units since 2005, and around 2005 to 2007, it was amazing because not many people were doing it, and you could pick up lockers, really good lockers, super cheap.
I buy online, and I find that they're a little bit more expensive online because people have time to sit there and think about it in their pajamas, or they have days and days to think about it, and then also to look up kind of the items that they see in the pictures. So, but yeah, I buy the one I bought online was not great. And this one was decent, but it was not great. But
was that online? Was that online or live, Wade? When you got
this one was live. This one was live. The online one was decent. The online one I did was kind of a little different because I wanted to do a video. I'm trying to help people with storage unit buying, so I kind of wanted to buy one that was a manager special unit. I've never done that before. I thought it'd be cool to buy it and kind of show people what's in there. A manager special unit basically is it could be multiple different things. One, it could be, in this case, the tenant didn't want to get their stuff out. They didn't actually owe the facility any money. They just didn't want to get their stuff out. So the facility, as opposed to dumping it themselves, put it up for auction, which that's a manager special. And you can get manager specials to where, if, like, let's say they have an auction and 5 or 6 of them don't sell, they'll kind of go through it, put it all on one storage locker, and then sell it as a manager special. But I thought it'd be cool to do a video. And looking back, I was like, amazing video, but way too much work, and there was like nothing in there. You know, obviously, 'cause people went through it already. So
You have to have the inside scoop to get those manager specials, or how's that work?
well, manager special is not. You hear manager special and you're thinking, man, there's got to be something good in there, but it's actually the quite opposite. It's like the tenant went through that, or the facility went through that, and now they're auctioning it off. So anytime you find manager specials, you do not, and they list it too on Storage Treasures. If you go to bid 13, or if you're doing it online or even live, they'll let you know, hey, this is a manager special unit, letting you know this has been through. And then what you see is what you get. So it's really not a great way to buy a storage locker, but I still did it, created a video, got some stuff like this creepy doll that's worth $60. I'll have to show you guys missing an arm. So
that's crazy.
It's storage units are fun. And if you guys ever want to go to a live one, like grab some coffee, you don't have to buy anything, and go do like caravan auctions. StorageUnitAuctionList.com is the site you can use.
That's
and it'll
why.
Yeah, it's StorageUnitAuctionList.com. And you go to that site, and it'll put it all together for you, and let you know where it's at. And a caravan auction is like one big facility, like public storage or extra space storage. And they'll go to like 5 or 6 different big facilities and auction off 30 or 40 at once. And you follow people. That's the best way. Bring some coffee. You don't have to buy anything, but it's fun to see.
See, I'm kind of holding back a little bit. I'm actually bidding on really small units that have like very minimal stuff in it. When I used to do it, I actually had a Ford F-250 and a big trailer, and I would buy 3 or 4 a week. And I did that for about a year, and then sold everything. So
yeah,
and started buying small units, you know.
How would you equate storage units to like liquidation merchandise?
It is completely opposite ends, I would think. Like, I do get Amazon stuff. I do get obviously a lot of eBay stuff, but you cannot really necessarily control what's in there. Now, I have bought units that were companies that went out of business. And I think that's the closest you'll get. There's a lot of times you'll find companies that go out of business, and they just, you know, they'll have a bunch of merchandise in there that are all boxed up that you can sell. That's common. It was a lot more common back in, you know, 2007, 2008, you know, when a lot of businesses were going under. But yeah, it's and you know, not to mention, you buy the storage unit, you got to find out, like Shane said, like how the heck you can get this crap out of there, right? I mean, I bought that Ford F-350 box truck, but you know, before that, I had to rent a Penske or U-Haul, and like Shane did, buy 4 or 5 of them at once, because a lot of times it's a numbers game. So you got to buy a lot of units if you have a truck that you're paying for.
That's what eventually where I want to go, is eventually buy a truck and stuff like that again. But you know, I had one unit, man, and here's the deal. Like Wade said, you'll hit a lot of bad units, but I had one unit I bought for $1,200, and I made like almost $7,000 on it. And it was a business around 2007. It was a construction business that went out of business, and they had brand new power tools literally stacked all over. It was crazy.
Was it a bidding war on that one, or was that a straight out bidding war?
Yeah. They started out at like $200, and you couldn't see anything. There was timber, like panels of a shed over everything, and there was an old Chevy S10 crammed in that whole unit, and stuff piled all up to the ceiling. And so I bought it, got it for $1,200. As soon as I took the building material stuff off of the truck, you could see all the power tools just everywhere. I mean, in the box new. So what I did was, here's a nice little trick. I was actually posting stuff to Craigslist with the storage unit address and selling it while I was loading it up. And I walked out of that unit. I had a big trailer. I got everything in the unit. It was a full 12-hour day, 12 to 14-hour day, loading it all up. I rolled out that same day of the storage unit facility with $1,300 in my pocket.
Hey, you broke all your left.
Yeah.
That's an amazing tip. Like, I've done that, like especially big bulky things you don't have space for, you know. Like I work out of a garage, right? So dressers, like a lot of people don't understand is dressers like one of the quickest sellers. If it's like real wood and you find those in storage lockers, like they sell quick, you know, for 100 to 150 bucks easy. But the funny thing is one thing too you can do is like if you don't have a lot of space, like a lot of us eBayers are shipping and Amazon, you know, sellers are shipping stuff, so that we don't have a lot of room to do local stuff or big bulky stuff. So you guys can like call local brick and mortars and see if you can do consignments or if they can purchase it at a really cheap deal. That's really common. So you can partner up with somebody that owns a brick and mortar. A lot of people, they do storage lockers and they go and they're like, hey, I want to go get a brick and mortar. I don't think that's the smartest move to do. But yeah, partner with people that have brick and mortars or, you know, different things like that. And also know what you need to do with mattresses. Oh my gosh, you get a lot of mattresses sometimes. I can tell you 3 ways. Salvation Army takes mattresses, but they got to be in really good condition. At least mine does. You obviously have the dump where you can pay per weight. Also, I called the local garbage company, which is our garbage company, and they said 20 bucks, put it by the our garbage every Monday, and they'll pick it up. So that's an option too. Nice. A lot of people will cut the sides. So yeah, there's a lot to it, guys. And like if you're new to storage locker buying, like buy like a small one and just get your feet wet. You know, you get a lot of inventory. I mean, the beautiful thing is you do get a lot of inventory, you know, all at once. Like I got all those shoes, and I mean, you guys can watch the video. It's crazy what this kind of stuff you find in there. So be prepared. And Scott, I got the ultimate Scott unit. Andre, we won't go too in depth, but I don't know how many poundage there was. Maybe 7 pounds of green there for Scott. I didn't. So yeah, it's fun stuff, guys.
That's hilarious.
You can make a fortune off that unit.
Just sell it on Scott.
But Oregon's a legal rec state too, right?
Yeah.
Medical and recreational for Oregon.
Yeah, you can't like walk around with 7 pounds, but you know, I had a facility receipt, so if I, you know, got caught, I would be like, hey, I bought this in a facility. But yeah, that's you find a lot. Like the best unit, there's a few good units that I bought. Obviously, the Nike unit tops all. I mean, I didn't actually do the math to see how much I made on that unit, but it ranges anywhere from 70 to 80,000, and I'm still selling stuff from that unit. And that was the best unit I ever bought. And then, you know, I bought some really crappy units, you know, but it's really, I don't know, Shane, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of hard to lose on a storage locker because if you're spending $200 or $300 or $400, like it's kind of hard not to find that value within the units. I've only lost on maybe a handful that I bought. I mean, because you're purchasing so much inventory, you know. But yeah, storage unit auction list.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Shin.
Well, I was saying even the unit, you know, Wade's exactly right. Even the unit I bought last Thursday evening, it was a crap unit. It was horrible. And I'm going to have a video. It's been uploading for last hour. Probably launch it tonight. And I paid $109 total, and it had crap in it, and I'm still going to profit. It had one good item. That's it. Just one. And it was a brand new fire bowl that you put on your patio, and that sells for like $40 right there. So what I did was I went through all the clothing. I kept some clothing to sell, and then I donated a bunch. And then like it had like a little dog kennel and stuff, and I'm going to sell all that locally. Like you got to just, like in the video, I even stated you have to find everything you can sell possible in a unit to profit. But if you do that, you will.
It all comes down to, and this can be more than just storage unit buying, but it all comes down to putting yourself in the correct position to do well. Like, and this can relate to, you know, not just storage unit buying, but anything, right? So you've got to understand, like, how are you going to pick this stuff up? And for me, I have a box truck. I don't have to rent anymore, so I don't spend time to go. And obviously not everybody's buying a box truck, but I try to put myself in the position to where, like, I have my box truck, I have time now. Like, I know what I'm looking for. I have a budget. Like, I have the tools, you know, the bins to separate stuff. Like, I have the contacts to sell the bigger items. Like, you got to kind of, as you go through and do different things in reselling, you'll get better and get those contacts and network and like put yourself in a position to succeed. Because a lot of people, when they start storage units and even eBay, I don't know the percentage of people that quit after they first start for a few weeks, but I bet it's high. And so, that's one cool thing about, YouTube videos and finding people that's doing it correctly, because they already have like processes that they went through many times. And I've improved on so many, and I'm still improving. So that's the cool thing, is put yourself in a position to win is what it comes down to, for me at least.
And I think y'all said something important. You make money in this business on the buy. You got to understand that if you have a bad buy, you're done. I mean, you can recover if you make money on a buy. I mean, as long as you're at a good price, you can withstand ups and downs, or you can hold. But if you pay too much for something right at the beginning, you're gonna struggle not to take a loss.
You gotta learn your break price, right? You gotta learn what price am I gonna have to let it go for, right? So if I go in liquidation and I know this box is awesome, I know that $600 is gonna be my make or break it. So if it's 6 or above, close to 6, I'm probably not gonna take it. I know if everything's broken in this box, I can make money if I spend $300.
So I think if you're one thing that would be important, researching items for Amazon, people want to know at what price you buy. If you look it up on the item on Camel, it'll give you a historical high and low. So that is a good place to start to go, well, what's worst case that's going to happen? Over the life of this product, however long they've been tracking it, that's the lowest. The highest you can, if you're the last of something, the highest can even go higher. But it's important to note what the low is.
So
Absolutely.
you bring a great point, or a great segue, I should say. What would you say the difference is between Camel, and Keepa?
I don't find much difference in the two. I use both of them because I use Camel mainly because Camel, once you sign in with an account, which is free, not only can you see the sales over time, but you can see the sales rank over time. So you can actually kind of look at the two together and see, well, as this sales, what happens to it at a price, what happens to the sales rank. So it's very interesting to look at both charts and go, well, as it gets to $30, the sales rank continues to drop or go up or down. Keepa, the one I always check Keepa is if I find Amazon on a listing, or if I want to know, does Amazon ever come in on an item, and how long does Amazon stay on an item? That's what I use Keepa for. But they have the same information, but the Camel is a little more detailed in the sales rank. So I use them both, but I flip over to Keepa just to go, I might go have to deal with Amazon.
I do like Camel a lot better, and Scout IQ, there's Keepa and Camel quick links, which is good, but Camel for me, it's a lot easier to read, and you can break it down by month, 3 month, 6 months, a year, and you can get or life, and you can get an excellent idea on how many items sell per month every month
on Amazon.
Amazon. Yep.
So who has the Keepa plugin for Chrome?
I don't have it on Chrome.
So that's awesome. If you go
on my computer, every time I open up something, it shows the Keepa graph. So I probably use the Keepa graph more than I realize, because I use it when I'm at home. But when I'm on my phone, I very rarely.
So I like it because if you're an Amazon FBA and you go to inventory and you start looking at things, you click on the title, the hyperlink, it'll bring you to Amazon.com where the listing is. And then with the Keepa plugin, which is free, it will automatically pull the Keepa graph up right above the listing, which is nice.
Yeah, I've got it on there too. And when I first started, I used Keepa a lot more because I was trying my hand in some of the online stuff, and Keepa will allow you to set note. So if you set a reminder, if it hits a certain price, it'll send you an email or whatever.
I used to do that before I sold on Amazon. I was waiting for coffee to drop in price. Little did I know I'd be selling on FBA.
But I use Scoutify too, and it has quick links to all those and a couple of the items. But it's almost always Camel. Just you get so used to using something, and it's been 4.5 years, and I'm pretty exclusive with Camel just because you get so familiar with looking at the charts. But with the two apps, I also use Amazon Seller app because Scoutify does a bad job of telling you whether you're, because if it will tell you if you're restricted on it, but you have to log in every time and use extra screens. But when you've looked up so many items, you get a feel for what you're restricted on and what can't be sent in. So it's rare that I have a bad buy.
Do you ever use Jungle Scout? Looks like Scott's used Jungle Scout.
Yeah, I've got Jungle Scout. Just realize Jungle Scout used to be much more accurate. I found in the last couple of years that it under quotes what the sales are. So if it tells you a certain number sell on Amazon, they are generally pretty low. So if you find something that's a really, really good seller that Jungle Scout sells so much, you can count on even more than that, because I've got certain items or I'm the only person on the listing and it'll tell you it's estimating this many. And I'm like, well, damn, I sold more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Wade, do you sell on Amazon?
I do. I'm like, I told myself last year I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna try to do like 40% Amazon and like 60% eBay. And right now it's more like 15-20% Amazon, 80% eBay. So and I think part of that is like, the two little ones. I just had Axel and everything else. So I think I'm gonna be definitely dabbling a lot more into Amazon. I've got all the apps and everything that we're talking about here, but I just don't get into it as much. But if you look through like probably like 8 months to a year ago, I was doing a lot. So I was buying a lot from Fred Meyers, and didn't do much Walmart, mostly Fred Meyers. We have a lot of those around here, and if you get in good with the local like department store managers, they actually can mark down even further than what's there. And so I had a little contact. They don't work there anymore, and then Amazon kind of died down a little bit for me. But I need to get back into it and feed the beast and make some money. So I need to do some more books. I mean, those things it's incredible. Like the other day I did a video on our bins, and everybody was just shocked that we had like 8 rows of books there. So I need to get in and get those scanned and send some in.
That's what I'm doing the night after the show, is sending in books. Lots of them.
Yeah, I think one tip for Amazon that people need to understand is I always want to know, where do you buy stuff? What do you buy? If you learn one store and learn it very well, you can make a lot of money out of one store. In the 4.5 years I've been doing this, I've sold almost $800,000 out of one drugstore, and it would not be Walgreens. And it's not Walgreens. Everybody go, oh, he does Walgreens.
I know what it is.
It's not been Walgreens. There's been I've done a lot in Walmart, but everybody does Walmart. It's some of these stores that people go, man, I can't find anything in there. That's the store you need to learn. If resellers talk bad about a store, that's the store you need to learn their systems, learn their management, learn what they're allowed to do, and then you are absolutely can make a lot of money from one store.
Well, and it's the same exact thing with thrift stores and books. And here's what I can tell you is I've had people tell me, like, I had a comment on a video probably 2 weeks ago, and they're like, I can only find like 5 books a week or 5 books here and there. And I'm like, dude, learn your thrift store. I can walk in on like a Thursday and I know where they put the new books. And one of my thrift stores, they put them all laying face down right by the other ones, and I just scan those, and I walk out with like 30 books usually every time.
You find the best books from the weirdest places.
Yeah.
One thing that I recommend is that kind of helped me, because this was right when I was getting into Amazon about 1.5 years ago, is I actually go to the post office each day, because right now I'm actually dropping off my packages. If you're new to the area, Google search it. If you're not new to the area, which big box stores are right around the post office. So we have Big Lots and Fred Meyers. And I would make it a habit every single day to go into those stores regardless, every single day, and look up a different department within that store, or even the whole store. And it kind of forces you to learn what's there. And I think you get like more familiar with the people that work there, and then also the products. And if you just spend an extra half an hour to 45 minutes when you drop off your packages, you have to go there regardless every single day. So go to those big box stores that are within a couple of miles of that location and force yourself to do it for like an hour or maybe even less than that. You'll get to know the people that work there, and then also the products and where the layout's at. It'll get you more familiar. because you can make some serious cash from one location. I did extremely well at that Fred Meyer's, and I sold a lot of the lawn and garden stuff, and like the grill brushes and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's and it could be any big box store. It doesn't need to be Fred Meyer's, but just learn like what corporate companies are within that little immediate area that you have to physically go anyways to drop off your packages.
So Wade, when you walk into a store like that, if you don't mind sharing your process, do you just start walking down the aisle and just start scanning?
So I typically, it depends. Like it depends if I know that store really well. If I don't know the store really well, I'll typically go to the clearance section, start scanning there first. If I don't know the store well, if I do know the store well, then yeah, I've got kind of my little niches. I won't technically, and big corporate, big box stores like Freddy's or Walmart's, I won't be sourcing for clothes. So I'll kind of go into like the things I'm most comfortable with, which is a lot of the hard goods within like sporting goods. I'll start in that location and kind of work my way around to clearance. But if I don't know the location, like I used to go to a lot of the Walmarts here in Beaverton and Portland, and yeah, I hit up clearances first. And a lot of cool things too with Walmarts is I like to know, like, so I got good friends with the guy that actually marks down the merchandise for the departments. And I think really important aspect too is like getting good with them to figure out what days they mark down, because there's certain days that some of these places will mark down different departments, so you can get there before other people start scanning. So yeah, I don't know, it's probably changed. This has been about a year ago, but I used to know, at least the two locations, what days he would mark down toys and different things, and you can go kind of there at that day and hopefully catch it right when they're stocking the clearance sections at Walmart. So
yeah, and some of the stores, like most people have been in a Walgreens. We've got Walgreens near them. Walgreens every week they get new clearance dollars. They get so new items go on clearance through corporate, which means they get an orange tag put on the shelf. So that you'll see them on Saturday evenings and Sunday mornings changing out stickers like mad people. And so every walkthrough, the first of every week, like tomorrow I need to go to a Walgreens somewhere, just to make sure to see because Walgreens is different. Every store is not the exact same amount of clearance, but every store has the same items on clearance. So the manager has some control over, I'm having trouble getting rid of this stuff. They can raise and lower the price. There are some corporate prices that they have to follow, but very rare. It's the manager's discretion. So, but if you find it on one, it's on clearance at all of them. And so it's a matter of if you know the store managers that are in your area, they actually have some leeway to do some additional markdowns at a Walgreens that most people don't realize.
What's oh, sorry, go ahead, Wade.
Oh, I just said that's a great tip. Same kind of thing with Ross. Like every Monday they mark down all their merchandise, and I'll call the Sunday before, talk with the manager, and see like what they're marking down that Monday, because it could be a lot of times it's men's, could be women's, but you call the day before, and you can even say in the sense like, hey, I'm kind of far away, just wanting to know what you're doing Monday. Sometimes they don't give you that information, but sometimes you talk to the managers, they will at Ross, and then they mark it down clearance at Monday, and then you're in there first thing Monday to pick up the merchandise. So
nice. Yeah, I'll drop a little tidbit is a lot of people say that they can't, it's hard to find stuff at Target. So Target changes their ad every Sunday morning. They have an ad change. And the thing is with Target, and I know I've said this like once before on a video a long time ago, that they don't ever have a markdown schedule. It's crazy. They actually have a team, and if they just happen to be in the area one day, they will take a clearance end cap, and if it hasn't been sold or nothing has sold in a while, they will do an extra markdown on it. And that's the crazy thing. So it's really just hit or miss.
So just random. That's awesome.
Yep, and I know because I worked there for 2 years as a manager. So it's totally random, and the pricing team will go through and do all those prices, and they actually have the ability to mark them down to whatever they want above a certain point, which I think they can go as low as like 70%. So they have the ability to either do 20 or 30 or $50 right out of the gate or whatever.
So if you see something on clearance, let's say you're in the back store, it's clearance, and you want to buy the whole rack, do you always go up to the manager and ask, hey, what can you do if I take all these?
I don't see how it doesn't hurt. I mean, I did. I went to Walmart, purchased worm. I don't know why they had this at Walmart, guys. I did this video a long time ago on my Instagram before I was doing YouTube, and I purchased a ton of like horse worm medicine at this Walmart, and so it like, and this is kind of right when I was getting into it. So I was I bought there was a bunch of it there. You can tell nobody, because they have their own little individual display, right? And none of them was touched. Went up to the department manager. Then she introduced me to the store manager. And then what really got me curious was the store manager was willing to work with me, and he ultimately did. But he scans that merchandise, scanned the wormer, and he told me exactly what Walmart purchased it from the actual manufacturer that made it was, which blew me away. I didn't know they had that capability, like a manager's level, to scan something at Walmart and tell you exactly what Walmart actually paid for that product. But ultimately, he said, I was just completely honest. Hey, I'm a reseller. This stuff has never been touched. I don't think anybody's going to be buying this. I could be wrong, but horse worm medicine at Walmart on clearance, I don't know. And another thing, too, he knew exactly how long it was on clearance. So we made a deal slightly above what they paid the manufacturer to actually have it in the Walmart. But I thought that was really neat. Like, the store managers can scan it. Oh, okay, for this toothpaste, we paid 30 cents a tube from the manufacturer. Like, I thought that was crazy, when I found that out.
Yeah, there's some discussion about Target in the chat. Target, it depends on what kind of reseller you are in Target. If you're at Target and you're buying a lot of their clearance, they don't care how much you buy. They're marking it down. If you don't buy it at 30% off, they're gonna have to drop it to 50, 70, whatever. The ones that make Target so mad are the ones that buy the new stuff. They buy, Target puts an ad out today saying something that's so much, which they call a loss leader. They're losing money to sell this because they want you in the store because you're going to buy other things while you're there. But if you come in and buy all that and nothing else, and then there's none left for the next customer, that pisses Target off, and they don't like that, because they put all this money into marketing to get people in there, and now they're just disappointed because you have not only taken everything that they lost money on, but now the next customer behind you is mad. So it's what you're buying at Target.
And when you go, when a manager gets trained for Target, they go to what's called Target University, and it's 6 to 7 weeks, and they teach you how to deny sales to resellers. That is an actual class you go through, and they have, they teach you to weigh, to scan the items, and you can see the profit margins, and then you can deny the sale. And believe it or not, they do this.
Yeah, but Tanya, couponers are a little different. If they're using coupons, the retailer gets reimbursed for the coupon, so they're not actually losing money there. It's
correct.
Lily Pulitzer Blackberry Thistle Tea is a great example. Resellers snapped all that Lily Pulitzer up at Target, and Target spent millions of dollars in advertising for this stuff, and in one day it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now what?
Shane, I got a question for you. Like, what? Okay, let's say you're working at Target right now and you're a manager. I mean, I completely get the fact that they don't want resellers in there purchasing stuff like in the ads to draw people into the brick and mortars, right? The stores. But I think as a reseller, you may want to be a little bit careful, right? Because if you're going to constantly be in there, I mean, at least for me, you want to be a little bit careful and like know what you're purchasing, because let's say you deny me, right? But then a week later, you see me in there again, our rapport is already kind of bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's definitely how it is. And so one kind of skip around with Target is if you do want to purchase a lot of this new stuff. So like every year, Target, like right before Christmas, they'll do like 4 weeks where every week something's 70% off. A lot of it's like Beats headphones and stuff like that. Really crazy, high expensive stuff. and you get it for like 70% off plus your 5% on your red card. One workaround is to just have different people go in and buy it for you. and that way they don't ever see you. And if they get denied, then they get denied. You don't get denied.
Well, also too, I would think if you're going there and you want to buy a bunch of toys or whatever, take the time to scan and know other areas too, so you don't stick out like a sore thumb. Maybe you've got a basket that's half full of toys, but you've also got do some of your grocery replens while you're there, because if you've got some coupons and other stuff, you can make the basket look like it's a little different. And if you've got a cashier too, and cashier engage in the cashier, the cashier might say something about the toys or whatever. I've got 3 children. I'm working on, you know what I mean? Have it to where you're, you know what I mean? So you don't, you never mention reselling, but you've got to think through it so that, it doesn't look quite as obvious. And you just got to think through it. I mean, that's the biggest thing I can tell you is to have some common sense and, kind of disguise yourself if you can.
Shane, I got one last thing. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Just gonna say, so nobody knows this. This is the first on the Liquidation Ohio channel. And I'm gonna put this out there. But I actually worked for Target for a full week. Okay. And then
awesome.
I quit. But the reason I brought that up is literally a full week, guys. It was crazy. They hired me. This was a long time ago, right? They hired me and they're like, yeah, you're gonna be a cashier. Day one, or not day one, but when I first started, I was like, there's no problems with this, but I was out there doing like carts and stuff. And I was like, come on now, like put me as a cashier. But back then they had the red and the green. You remember that? Where
there's still some stores that have the red and green, and it's the super Targets. They kept that.
So I guess my thing is like when I always buy a lot from Target, I think that's a great tip is like diversify what's in your cart. Also, kind of like pinpoint who's at the cat. I know that this is not a perfect science, but if you got some kid there that's got like, crazy hair and he's just wanting to get out of there so he can grab a Starbucks and go home and play some video games, like go to that guy, right?
Yep.
So I guess don't go to that really sweet old lady that's been there for 20 years because she knows what's up. Like, so pick and choose who you're going to the cashier. Now, some other stores like Fred Meyer's, I'll go up there and heck, I'll go to the store manager and buy all my stuff. I don't care. They need all the business they can get. But for Target, like pick and choose who's at, especially during the crazy season. But they want to get like through that. I don't know what their metrics are now, but they have metrics to see how fast they get through. At least our Target still has the red and the green. So for example, green, it's a certain period that they go through that individual. And let's be honest, like those of you who've been cashiers, if you get somebody that's got like 3 carts, you're sitting there like either you're happy because you have no metrics and you don't care, you can scan away for like a year and daydream, or you have metrics and you're sitting there like crap. It's much easier for me to like, want to like say, hey, go elsewhere, or you can't buy this,
And if you're having issues with your Walmart, you can always self-checkout. Some Targets still have self-checkouts as well, but if there's a doubt, especially if you're at a Walmart, which they generally don't give it a lot of flack, but they do limit some of the toys. So if you've got 3 or 4 and you're limited to, the self-checkout doesn't care.
Well, and what I was going to add is Target necessarily isn't a bad company. So what they teach all their employees is that when they get something new in, they want a chance for everybody to get one. And so it's basically they're trying to protect their customer base from resellers pretty much. And so, yeah, I mean, just like if I have Beats headphones at my Target, they all know me. If I walk in there, I was their boss. I'm not going to say I'm going to buy 10 of these. No, I'm going to send my wife in to buy 10 of them or 2 and then someone else go and buy 2. I mean, yeah.
There's that damn Shane again.
and mistakenly, a lot of them now know what I do because I had a couple employees there that actually found my YouTube channel and reached out. And so, yeah, it's kind of, it's kind of a.
So
Yeah,
Chris,
so somebody said cashier profiling, and it's absolutely right. Cashier profiling. It's no longer is it the fastest cashier what can get me out of here. It's what can get me out of here with all my products.
Yeah. Yeah. And Target during the fourth quarter, they're already hiring. They start hiring 1st of October for seasonal help, and each store hires probably about 100 to 150 new people for seasonal help. So it'll be easy to find that one person that don't care.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And-
it's always the young kid. I look for the 16-year-old kid. That's the one that is so profiling, but that's the one I hunt for.
I mean, Wade nailed that 100%. That's exactly right.
It's funny. Off topic, Chris. I thought of you today a little bit, and you know what? Much love for you, Chris. Much love. But out of
Hopefully
this,
it was when you were eating in the shower.
no. This was not.
I was thinking the same thing, Chris.
But that could be a thing. Like you have something that protects the. Well, I guess they have that for the sleeves for the phones now. You can be in the shower and do whatever. But no, this was when I was listing. I was actually listing for the first time in my reselling career makeup today.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Makeup, yeah. I thought I was at a storage unit, which it'd be hard pressed to think that they didn't, grab some of that and not pay for that makeup because there was a lot that was sealed. But yeah, I was doing a little makeup today and thought of you. And
What kind was it?
yeah, you're interested now, huh? First I was like, man, I do not know anything about this makeup, but I bet Chris's wife, she's amazing. She sells that stuff, so she would know. But no, it was crazy the amount of makeup they have, and I was scanning it because we all know that the fast way, as opposed to like typing in the products, you can just scan the barcode. Not all of them will pop up because some people don't put the barcode information in eBay, but it's pricey stuff. Like some of the stuff like is higher end makeup, and I sold two. I lotted two together for like $24. Some blush stuff. I don't know exactly, but yeah, it's it just thought I would put that out there since we're on your channel, but just for proof's sake, I'm going to show you guys my phone here. You can see those beautiful pictures of all the makeup here.
Nice.
So. Yeah.
So I thought you were about to go into some kind of confession that you tried some of it on while you were listening.
Oh, is that NYX?
We yes. Here it is actually NYX. I was gonna say, Shane, you look awfully beautiful today.
I know, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, guys. For those 80 people watching, hit the thumbs up button. What other show can you get this kind of entertainment at? Hit the thumbs up button right below the video. This is the first time we're on Mr. Chris's channel, and I've had him on my YouTube channel. Scott's had him, Shane's had him, and so I just want to say, I know we're further into the show, but I appreciate you being a part of this panel, and not only that, I appreciate your YouTube channel. And everybody watching the podcast, any of the panel members. So I appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah, I was thinking about Chris too this week because he's got me a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I bought some jerseys at a yard sale. They were $1 each. They were a bunch of kids' medium jerseys. I think I got 17 of them, and I've sold like 6 of them this week.
There you go. Paid for itself already.
Man, they were $1 a piece. I got $32 for a Denver Manning jersey.
Nice. So I tried to finish Wade's sentence because I thought he was going to say if we hit 70 likes, Chris is going to come on in full makeup. Like,
make that happen.
Could that be possible?
Oh, yeah.
70 likes?
Just say the word and I can call some makeup down here.
Hey, Chris, we give you a hard time, but let me tell you something that I a little confession on the Wade's Ventures side of things. So there's this thing that I have. So I have Amazon influencers, guys, which is basically an Amazon link that has all my reselling supplies. But I'm not trying to promote that. The reason I brought that up is it's all reselling supplies except 1%. And that 1% is this crazy product basically put on your feet, and you get baby's feet after like a week, guys.
Is that what you put in you put your feet in bags?
Yes.
Have you done that?
I would totally use that.
Is it called baby foot? Because my wife's got some of that mess.
Oh my. Hey, let me ask a question. Okay, let me ask the panel a question. If I send you guys one each completely free, would you try it out? Because it will change your life. You'll have baby's feet for days. It is a little gross because once you put it on, like 3 days later, you literally like shed all of your skin that's on your foot. So you got to like
wear on your hands, and you had to peel the glue off.
No, this is different. This is a solution that you put on your feet, and it takes the dead like skin, and you peel like a snake. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
After that, like you guys, anybody in chat know that like when you sleep, you know you have bad skin when you rub your feet together and you can hear like the sandpaper, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what. Anyway, this is way off topic. I don't know. People didn't
rub your feet together.
I gotta make a confession. I love pedicures. Pedicures are amazing.
But it all comes down to the tools and the trade and the tricks of reselling. You gotta pamper yourself so when you're taking those photos and you're sleeping good at night, you can wake up and crush it like Scott. And did anybody notice he's got his I'm looking at his shirt right now, Vineyard Vines Shark Week?
What? I didn't know Scott wore Vineyard Vines.
Am I reading that right?
Yeah, that's Joni. She bought us each a Shark Week shirt. Let's see. I've got a Vineyard Vines Alabama football shirt because she finds them when they go on sale. She's very good at finding great deals at the sites that she really likes. I think she paid like $4 or $5 for this shirt.
Anything on the back of it?
Nice.
I don't know. Yeah, it's got sharks on the back of it. Ugh.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, we're big fans of Shark Week. We watch way too much stuff about sharks. Yeah, and the pirate flag. That would be me. Surrender the booty. I'm trying to sit here and think, why would I want baby feet?
Because it feels amazing.
Joe, how's that sound?
So you would want baby feet, guys, because okay, there's a few things. So I can't sleep. I'm a vampire. And I thought, okay, well, maybe it's my feet, like, because you hear what's called crazy legs, which is like you're restless at night, you know? So I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll try this baby feet stuff. Well, it worked great, but it didn't fix my sleeping pattern. So I spent $300 on a bed jet. And if you guys don't know what a bed jet is, Google it. It's the best thing ever for your sleeping pattern. It's crazy. So bed jet, you hook on the side of your bed, and it can blow hot or cold air under the sheets throughout the night. So yeah, I've tried everything. Oh, it will change your life and it will make you sleep 10 times better.
What's it called?
It's like an infomercial, but it's crazy.
Cold air into your sheets?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So some people sleep hot. And so what it will do is you can set the temperature. So, and this all ties into reselling, guys, because you need good night's sleep. So it's called a bed jet. So I can set my temperature. I can set how long I want it to go. And you can even set it to where if your partner sleeps hot and you sleep cold, you can have it in different temperatures throughout the bed. And you set your bed jet up. Oh, yeah. Well, it's like a – let me pull up a picture here.
My favorite thing in the world is cold sheets and a cold pillow. Oh, my gosh.
Over all the time.
Yeah, I don't have any problems putting hot air in the sheets.
Especially during Shark Week. Let me see here. Okay, I got. Guys, this is gonna change your reselling life. Okay. All right, let me get a picture here. Okay, hold on one second here. Let me Google a bit. Anybody in chat know what the heck I'm talking about? Like, none of you guys eat in the shower or use a bed jet?
They want to know: is it loud?
No, it has a little hum to it. Okay, I got a good picture.
Wade's in his teepee pulling the skin off his feet with his
So this is what it looks like, guys. It hooks up to the side of the bed. Oh, that's my security system. 1 second. Hooks up to the side of the bed there, and then it'll it's like a little mini air conditioner / heater, and it'll blow cold air constantly throughout the night under your sheets.
That's amazing.
I can't have one of those.
I may have to get one.
I already sleep with a CPAP on, throwing air in my face, and I don't need air in the sheets too. It'd be like floating.
Oh, it will change your life, guys. Anyways, enough of that nonsense. But I didn't see one person that said they owned a bed jet. I'm shocked.
Bed jet just went up.
Yeah, you guys, seriously, it will change your life.
Oh, Russell Raccoon said he's used a bed jet, but no food in the shower. So.
Oh, I will say, I did. I have ate in the shower 2 more times since I did the first time, and it's actually an apple every time, and it's amazing.
It's addicting.
What? Yeah, it's amazing, and I
clean or before you're clean.
Oh no! Really, I just take it in there and then I eat it and then I wash. You know, I mean, but you know,
get clean
because you got all the juice dripping down, so you have to.
Chris, I even put makeup in the shower. Okay, we that's a thing now. You put makeup in the shower. How about saving time? That's the tips of the trade there. Save the time.
That's right.
Oh,
but it's super liberating, though. I will say that. That's all I'm gonna say.
And all this brought to you without alcohol.
Rusted, I don't want to talk to you until you have actually tried both the bed jet and eating in the shower. So next, let me know when you do. Then I'm
taking an apple upstairs.
Oh yeah, do it. Just try it once. It'll change your life.
I can see Chris's wife going in there and like, what the hell?
what are you doing?
There's a stash of apple quarters in the corner. Crying in the other corner.
So it was tips and tricks and stuff was the topic of the show, and I had one that just because of last night and this weekend, networking. That's one of the best tips and tricks if you can learn to network with fellow sellers, fellow resellers. There's a lot of communication in the chat on shows like this, and you get a lot of knowledge. But when you meet somebody in person and you've got people, Shane and I talk almost every day. Talk about reselling, talk about whatever. And we live far enough apart. If I find something, I tell him. He finds something. He shoots me a message. We shoot pictures back and forth. Hey, because I can get up there and buy it because I'll travel anywhere. But if you're not spending time building a circle of people who are at your level or above, you don't surround yourself with. You can be the one helping folks, but that can't be your core because you need people that you aspire to. Because all the studies and stuff show that you are the 5 people you interact with the most, and so you need people that are above your level, at least at your level. But it is the knowledge that can go back and forth, and even if it's not products, it's if the group of people have all been through some situation that can help you through a situation, getting advice from people that are near you, around you is critical in this business. Not to mention it breaks by the boredom. This is a lonely business if you let it be lonely. It's a lonely business. Once you let your guard down and trust others, and am I saying everybody's perfect? We're all human. Something could happen. You might get burned here or there. But that is never an excuse not to keep going forward, because the more you put out there yourself to a group of friends, the more to come back. And as long as you do stuff without like Gary V says, you do things without expectation, things will come back. You don't do it. I'm not telling Shane something because I'm expecting anything in return.
And then he pushes me too, because then if he sends me something and he's like, hey, if you're not going to go buy it, I'm going to come up there and do it. And then I'm like, oh, I guess I got to go buy this stuff now.
Well, I agree there. Like, if you're not doing FBA, start talking to people that do FBA, right? Start picking their brain and getting in their circle and understanding how you can get there.
And same thing if you want to learn a category, if I wanted to learn, a lot of things about sports clothing and stuff like that, Chris will be the first one to reach out to. Somebody who gets a lot of it, sells a lot of it, has a lot of experience with it. If I want to know anything about ramen noodles,
and bed jets and
bed jets and eating in the shower, Wade is just a wealth of knowledge on stuff that you never thought was ever a thing.
I want to echo the fact that I think that was such a great point. So, for example, I had Reseller Mom on my channel once, right? And she's amazing. She's out of Seattle.
Oh my gosh, she's great.
That was an awesome interview.
Yeah, she's super cool, but it was almost the same exact thing that Scott had just said. Is literally after the show, I didn't expect this, but we spent about half an hour to 45 minutes together, and she wanted to. I didn't ask for this, and she was going through like the different ways, because once you submit approval through Amazon, you can resubmit, resubmit approval so you're approved. And she said that once you submit approval, there's like a sheet that shows you your past history, and just every month go there and try to resubmit an approval through the product, right? That same manufacturer. So, but the moral of the story here is the fact that she's in a different state. She does a lot of them, and I'm in Oregon, so yeah, she may travel here. I mean, it's only 4 or 5 hours away. However, it's enough distance to where she felt comfortable to help me with Amazon and possibly products that she sources. So I think for Amazon, it's really, really cool to hook up with people in different states and get a little bit of a click going, because we are dealing in a world in which that, not all the time, but most of the time, you'll find the same products in different states with that same, like Walmart's, Freddy's, Walgreens, Rite Aid. Of course, there is a slight one-offs, but you can connect with people in different states or even a few states away, and bounce ideas off of, especially when it comes to like products that are coming out or different sales. So I think that was a really, really cool tip.
And it's one that you don't expect, because when you expect people, tips and tricks and tools, you expect people to go, websites we use, and most people should know about pirate ship. If you don't know pirate ship, you're paying too much on shipping.
Yep.
There's a couple others that are very similar, but if you don't know cubic shipping and take advantage of cubic shipping, especially with eBay, I mean, you're giving money away. There's certain things, but you don't. I tried to look at that one just because I wanted Peter. I was only able to be there, but Saturday evening I had dinner with everybody last night. Johnny and I came down, and then we went out and watched Myrna play. Phil's wife, amazing fiddle player. I put a video up, and she's playing an extended version of Devil Went Down to Georgia. You don't have to watch me at all if you want to go. And the singer's not great, but when you get to the fiddle part, Myrna just absolutely kills it. But I wanted to meet Kevin, Tennessee picker, because we're close, and we pick a lot of eBay stuff that's similar, but it's much more different. Susan Redmond lives in Atlanta. We're 3 hours apart, and we buy a lot of the same stuff. We talk all the time. I get messages from her once a week, or I send her a message. Nicest lady ever want to meet. And we've met in person 4, 5, 6 times at all these events. You look forward to seeing people who do a lot of the same things you do, and the friendships you build up on this. But it's when I get there, she's like, I need to tell you something. This is what I've been finding. She's like, I've been all over this, and I'm not going anywhere else. And I know you'll drive farther than I am, so here, you can go look for this. And it's just neat. It's on YouTube, Russ Raccoon. I put it up this afternoon.
So I trade a little stocks, and we use the same type of concept. Is trading, you'll find like a clique of 20 to 30 people that trade stocks, and the reason for that is you want to build techs, and different people are niched in different things, like biotech, and the list goes on. But it's good to have that click, because what happens is you'll find if you're by yourself, you only have 2 eyes, but when you're in a room of 30 people, you have a bunch of eyes scanning stocks and scanning news. And it's kind of the same concept with reselling and Amazon, really. Get a click, you have more eyeballs on the industry that you're in, right? So you're going to find a lot more deals, build those relationships, build those different things that pop out in these different stores, maybe the hot toy, but you have more eyeballs on the situation, and it all boils down to networking and find small kind of click, even on eBay as well. So it's just it's really, really cool, and I think they work hand in hand. It's the idea is to have more eyeballs on the thing that you're passionate about.
Yeah, Flippin' Particle says she's not home yet. I would You get a little ways to go from Nashville to Michigan, unless you just did something dumb like I did and just drive 600-700 miles at a time. Yeah, it was neat meeting the. So what else? So what other tips and tools and tricks and?
Well, I'll throw out a tip. I have so I have 2 apps on my phone, and a lot of people have asked me, "Hey, what are these apps?" I've kind of mentioned them once on a video. It's been quite some time ago, but it's a background eraser, and I have one app, and the app is just called Background Eraser. Nothing groundbreaking, but you can actually load a photo. Okay, in this app, you can remove the background, and then there's an app secondary to this that you load up called JPEG, save as JPEG, and you can take that photo, load it in here, and then hit save, and it loads a white background pretty much in it automatically. And it's just, you load a photo, and I'll do one real quick and I'll show you. So here's a book I took a picture of on Amazon, and as you can see, it has like a checkered background.
Yeah.
And then as long as I hit save as JPEG, it'll load and it'll say successful, and it puts a solid white background in it.
Just like so does that work on items that are like jagged or have complex edges? It'll pretty good.
Yep. It has a background. It has an edge smoother where you can it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. I might go to 7, and that's where you can smooth the edges. It gets tricky when you're taking like clothing photos. If the clothing is too light, it'll erase it and you won't be able to do it. So I started using a black background on the light items so I can erase it. And here's what I do is I only erase the first photo, and then I leave it there, and then the rest I just take as normal.
Yeah, that's a good tip, because most people do not get past the first photo, especially on mobile.
Right.
Not to mention it gravitates them towards your listing with that perfect first photo, and then they can look at the others. So that's not a tip.
So I'm sure, first, James Thrift, thanks for the second $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Said, great laughs from Wade's story.
One of the most frequently asked questions of our apps that I use is people want to know what app do I use for traveling and route making. It's InRoute with an I, InRoute, all one word. They only make it for iOS. For those of you who don't know the difference between iOS and Android, if you make something for iOS, it's just the Apple system. But if you're making it for Android, you have to make it that'll work on dozens and dozens of phones. So there are a lot of apps that are iOS only. This is one. I can't recommend it highly enough. It draws maps. It searches out whatever. If I'm looking for Walgreens, it'll search within I think it's a 60-mile area. Whatever you can stick, maximum 60, but just whatever you stick on the screen.
Free.
And if it gets more than like 12 returns, I just move it over a little bit and do it and search for the same one again. They have a free one that only do 5 waypoints. I do $24 a year, and it'll do up to 100, which means it'll make a map through 100 waypoints, 100 stops from a start to a finish.
IN route or ENROUTE?
It's INROUTE.
Okay.
It's I've used it. I don't know how I found it in 2014, but once I started driving, I've used it since then, and it's gotten better and better. But it's a godsend for making maps. There's some of the other things you can put waypoints in Google Maps and those other kind of things, but this one is built to put in all these stops, which makes it a little much easier. And then each one of them, whenever I'm going to the next one, if you click on the screen, it'll give you the option of, put it in Waze, put it in Apple Maps, put it in Google Maps, and then it'll route you to the next one. So.
Oh, you guys are just really good luck. Seriously. I just sold a $30 stuffed animal.
Nice.
Yeah.
I never sell stuffed animals. It's telling you guys, it's an incredible time to be alive. Seriously, like you can pick up your phone, you can make $30, get free dinner, pay your bills. I'm curious to see if anybody in chat. We've 71 people watching. First, hit the like button. But more importantly, if you guys have any apps or websites that you use, I like to rain. 71 of you guys, I know a bunch of lurkers in here know some good websites and apps to use. So let me know anything in your reselling journey that you guys use that we can try out here on the panel. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I definitely use YouTube because I need something to watch when I'm driving around.
You mean listen to, right? Wink, wink.
Oh yeah, I meant listen to. That's what I meant.
Only watch at stoplights.
Only watches. Yeah, and if anybody has a good app, I would love to try it out. I mean, I'm always down to try out something new.
I think I said this before. Over, OVER. It's good for. I'm probably sure, Shane, your whole transparent background. I'm sure it could do it. It's free. I haven't tried it out yet, but it looks like that. It's the yellow over. If you're into merch, you can design merch right on your phone, save it as the pixels that it needs to be, and basically put it to your desktop and then upload it. So if you're out and about and you think of a great T-shirt design, throw some text in a transparent background and save it.
Chris, do you still do merch?
I do, but I haven't sold anything. So I'm still on tier 10. I think I have 2 out there, but yeah, I'm bad. I'm so bad at it.
That's kind of how I was, man. I'll share this with you. I've quit merch about 3 different times. I tried it when it first came out. It took me 6 months to get approved. I was hyped about it, and I didn't sell anything, and I quit. Same thing 2 different times, and I just can't get into it. So I don't know if a lot of people are having those problems, but for me, I just couldn't get in the ball game with the focus.
What you guys need to start, if you guys have YouTube channels, is you need to start working on Teespring, because they're partnered with YouTube. So when you go to some bigger YouTube channels, if they've got over 10,000 followers, they're able to have Teespring, which basically it's the same concept. You can do shirts. It actually breaks it down to women's different types of shirts, tank tops, coffee mugs, everything. And so if you guys want to promote your brands, or maybe a Liquidation Ohio t-shirt, which I would totally buy, start Teespring up as soon as you possibly can. Now, right now, it's only 10,000 followers you have to have because it's in the beta, but I believe I was hearing through the grapevine, soon it's going to be down to 2,000. And once you have 2,000 followers, you can do Teespring. And what you'll do is when you load up a video, if you ever notice below the video, it will have like the different merchandise. That's what Teespring is. And they can just click on it and buy it, and you get a portion of the sale really quick and easy. And you can set the price in which it's really cool. So even if you don't have that followers, like still sign up for Teespring, because you can still put it in the description below and create all your designs. And then when you get that, you can start adding it to all your videos.
That's awesome. I actually, I'm going to look into that. That's a very unique concept. I like that.
Okay, so I was looking through my phone and to see what other apps. This is an app that I haven't used a lot lately because I've used BrickSeek on the computer so much, and I've got a shortcut to BrickSeek. This one, I want to know in the chat how many people have even heard of this one. It's an app called Walton. Anybody heard of it? The person who told me to keep it a secret. So everybody in the chat, y'all gonna keep it a secret, right? This is a couple years ago. It's actually a Walmart app that was made by a Walmart associate to be used by Walmart. It's only on Android, so if you've got an iPhone, you're an iSheep, you're no good. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm downloading it right now.
You should have both of them.
Walton product.
I can be an iSheep when I need to be, and I can be an Android phone. But basically, it searches the inventory in a Walmart by location, like BrickSeek does. So it'll ask you to set up your store. So every time, so like if you travel like I do, you just change stores as you just put the zip code in and change every time. But it go into the settings and tell, hey, I'm at a new store. But other than that, pick one in your area. And so if you're wanting to know if your store has something and you want to verify it while you're traveling to your store, it'll tell you the inventory of the store that you've got in the app.
Can we get some love for Scott My gosh, seriously, let's get some hearts in chat for him. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's called Walton.
Yeah.
I used to use it a lot before I started using BrickSeek so much, but it works. It uses the same systems that BrickSeek does. But a lot of people go, man, BrickSeek doesn't have an app, and if you're not very good with phones and can't save websites and navigate the websites on a phone, that app will work as well. It just doesn't tell you all the pricing information, that kind of stuff. But if you're looking for it, if you want to know, hey, I'm going to look for the pink TI-84 calculator that's been everybody look for lately. You put in pink TI-84 and it'll tell you what your store's got.
So for the iSheet people, if you do have an iPhone and you have an iMac, you don't know about PhotoStream, look it up. It's what I use. I take photos on my phone using the square portion of it, and it automatically sends to my Mac, and I don't have to touch anything. They just appear on my computer, and then I use those for listing.
And so that means you don't have to use the Air, whatever it is.
AirDrop, yeah. No AirDrop, nothing. You just go to your PhotoStream folder, and it appears. So it's. I wish I knew about it months ago, because the ease of me to cross-post an item now is seconds. Before, I had to AirDrop, and then I had to go to recents. I had to find them because they were named some random name.
It's called PhotoStream.
Yeah, PhotoStream. It's in the settings. It's under Photos. You have to enable it both on your iMac and your phone, and then it will automatically connect.
Yeah, I actually prefer the Apple's video editing stuff, so I use the MacBook to edit all my videos.
And I believe if you can't get it to work, turn your iCloud photos off. But you can see their photo, my photo stream on. There will be a my photo stream folder within your folders. So when you go and click add photos to your listings, just go to your photos on the left, and it will show up. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Or maybe that's what I did. I didn't enable it on the computer.
Dropbox is huge, Sue. I would agree. You guys want a golden tip from me, since they stole all of them, all the good ones.
Hey, I gave one out you didn't even know about.
It's called BedJet, guys. And you sleep so much better. You know what? I'm feeling so darn generous. I'm going to give you another one.
2 for 1.
This is one that I used today. This one will not make you money. You'll actually lose money on it. But it's called FanDuel.
Oh God, no!
Nice.
That's another one. You'll lose money.
I'm so bad at that.
And I'm feeling extremely generous. I'll do another one. It's called DraftKings. You'll lose money on that too.
I sold a DraftKings sweatshirt for like $40.
What?
Yeah, brand new with tags. I was
Crazy.
like, who wears a DraftKings sweatshirt?
Yeah, Wade probably bought it so he could wear it around while he's playing fantasy football on his bed chat.
Cha-ching.
Didn't you win last week, Wade?
I did. This week I'm a sore loser. Hey, it's gamble responsible, guys. It's us resellers, especially if you're full time. It's a very bad investment. Except if I win the million, then I'm gonna be,
it's gonna be a good investment.
Yeah, 600 million, or sorry, yeah. If I win the million, 600,000 would go to taxes. So yeah, I'd still be reselling full time. But yeah, it's all I can tell you is that's why it's really cool to be in this community. Like I've learned way more than I've received in this community, and I love the fact that I can meet people that know way more than I do and learn, and then also contribute just a very small, minute amount. So it's been incredible, guys. I just want to say this is episode 4, and it's super, super fantastic. And I appreciate everybody that comes to every one of these every Sunday. And yeah, and it looks like my wifey's in chat.
So yesterday he said he had the best lineup and he would win it all.
So William Smith says this is starting to feel affiliated. I don't believe we've given out an affiliated link. We haven't given you out a code. We haven't asked you for anything. We're
They're all
just
free apps.
we appreciative that you guys put up with our nonsense, and we hope you're having a good laugh and learning something while you're here. We're absolutely not.
If we were trying to sell you something, I'd say go to this website, put in this code for your savings, and then guess what? You're going to do it, and then I'm going to get like 30-40%, and we have it.
I mean, you've got a bunch of guys up here who've got a lot of settling experience, just telling you our experiences. That's all we're doing. Take it or leave it. Do whatever you want to. You know, I had somebody. Oh, you're joking about the bed yet? Oh, no.
That's what Wade's doing.
Okay, well, I can see that point.
Blackberry Thistle Teeth said, "I bet Wade switched to Geico too."
But there's just so much free stuff out. I mean, okay, I'm not messing with you anymore, William. You were joking, I missed it. But there's so much free stuff out there, and there's so much information that can be gained. Most of these guys on this panel, we are very much against the folks that try to sell you stuff and try to point you to a course and all that stuff. We were very careful when we designed this show to put a panel together that doesn't do courses and all that crazy stuff, because you know, starting in this business is hard enough. Learning a lot's hard enough, and you need to spend your money on things that make you money and help you make your money. Like, so it's much more important that you buy a printer or something that helps you do it, because you got more time at the beginning. You got more time than you've got money generally when you do this business. So,
well, and here's the thing: is I'm not saying courses are bad, but I'm not saying they're good either. I'm not gonna lie. I have spent money to buy courses before for myself. And you know what? I looked back and I said, how could I have got that information for free? Oh, yeah. We carry around this all day long, and you can look anything up on it. I mean, I can probably sit here and Google, like, if I really wanted to find out someone's address, Google it and it would come up. I mean, Google what you want to know.
Yeah, Mr. Sadie's course, I'm still trying to get him to sell it. Mr. Sadie said, I'm gonna have a course that's gonna be for like one day. It's like $99, $99.95. It's
oh, go ahead, Scott. Sorry.
I'm just saying there's just so much information out there, and if you'll take the stuff we tell you, invest your time in people. You know, if there's a group of you, lift each other up by the bootstraps. You know, help each other out. You want to know the best way to learn this business is to do it. You know, somebody asked me in a video, one of the comments, how did I learn about all this stuff? I've been going to yard sales and stuff since I can't remember in my life when I didn't go to yard sales. My grandparents did it. My mother does it. My mother. You think my building's bad? Mother was celebrating on the phone today because my house is going to look like a house by the end of the week because she rented a storage building and getting all the crap out of it. So there's so much to be learned. Go ahead, Shane.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh my.
I said, or hold on, let me think really quick here. Let me warm my brain up. So basically, like what I was going to say is, I've had people ask me in the past, hey, do you sell it? Like, I literally had a guy email me and said, do you sell a course? And I want to buy it. And I'm like, no. I mean, I can sit here and make up some bullcrap and say, top 20 items at Dollar Tree. Boom. And I know I'm going to sell it. But am I going to do it? Nope. I'm going to give it away for free on my YouTube channel.
And I enjoy the interaction. You know, I have a lot of people messaging me. Landshark, are you still in here in the chat? Craig Murray, he used to ask a lot of questions. Now I just get messages from Craig, him carrying on and having a good time. I enjoy back and forth with Craig. He lives in Birmingham. I have a good time in Messenger with Craig. You know, he showed that the GoPro 7 Hero that he found on clearance at Walmart. I'm like, Craig, that's not a 7. That's a 3 or a 4 that somebody stuck in the box and returned. I mean, I enjoy it. There's 4 or 5 guys and a couple gals that I message with on a daily basis. You know, at first there was some interaction, you know, asking me questions for, you know, because they needed to know something. But now it's just a lot of fun. You know, you make friends. You make friends with this business. when you're not alone anymore and you've got people you can ask questions and you're having a good time with this, you really enjoy the reselling. I mean, Chris could put his head down and never do it on YouTube because he's got a real job and a reselling job, and his time is important. But he reaches out to YouTube to help other folks, but it's also it helps. We don't tell you how much it helps us to do these shows.
Oh, exactly. And I mean, for me, when someone says, "Hey, what do I sell to make money?" I love those people, right? Because you can go there and you can kind of say, bring them up from the ground level, how to do it right, how to look at things the way we learned. That's the fun part. The fun, even more fun than that, someone says, "Hey, I watched you the other night. I never buy this ever. I saw it at my thrift store. I saw it wholesale. I bought it, and I made a ton of money off it." That's awesome, right? To be able to show that to people and for them to say they made money on it. And then, I mean, I don't know if Scott touched on it, but the fact is, we all like helping people. And what people don't realize is we're learning from you just as much as you're learning from us. I mean, some of the things, I would have never bought polo shirts. I would have never touched jerseys. I would have stuck in my little electronics section, and that's all I would have done. But for me, not reaching out in the community and the friends that we've made, it's helped all of us.
The reason I go live, as long as I have internet and when I do storage units and even when I go to the Goodwills and stuff on Instagram is yes, I want to go live and show what I'm doing, but more importantly, I want to go live so everybody in chat can see things or know things that I don't. So I gain so much knowledge just by going live, especially at the storage auctions. I'll have my computer there, and as I'm digging through stuff, people will point out different things that I never would have thought would have been worth money, right? So it's truly amazes me that the relationships that you build putting yourself on the internet, making YouTube videos, and even necessarily not even doing that, but also just being part of chat when other videos are going on. So I think it's really, really amazing the fact that you can now put yourself out there on the internet, but more importantly, to gain so much knowledge. I have nothing wrong with courses. I do not offer any courses myself. I get that asked a lot. And a lot of people ask if I have a Patreon. I don't do a Patreon just for that fact, but I do want to help people, but more important, I want to gain your guys' knowledge. That's why I always try to engage you in chat, because you guys are smarter than I am, right? There's so many more crazy, cool resellers in chat that's been doing it longer than I have. So that being said, relationship building is probably, I would say, top 3 most important thing you can do to be successful in this. One is probably going to be like 1 or 2 is going to be drive. You got to have the drive to do it, and the drive to get back up when the world beats you down, because it will, both in reselling and everything else. But there's a few things that make you successful at this, and one of them is definitely networking and being kind. I think is the biggest thing too. Is like, it's one thing to network, but it's another thing to be kind and network and get to know somebody on a different level. So those are 2 things, two very, very obvious tips from camp over here.
And for me, I think if you want to buy a course, just make sure, I would say, it's the right one for you. Like I buy a lot of Grant Cardone stuff. I don't know. I mean, I've said this a couple times, but I bought this from Grant Cardone's website, and he has a lot of great courses out there to buy. Some of them are really expensive. Some of them aren't.
Graham's awesome.
Yeah.
10x
your life.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know a lot about. I do. One of the things I like about him that he mentioned that I'll never forget is he said this. I don't know. I think it was on Instagram, but he said that one of the best things you can do, or that he has done, is to make. Okay, I'm trying to think verbatim. Basically, he said that some of the best decisions that I made have been instant.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that always stuck with me for some reason. Like, some of the best decisions I made has been instant. And of course, real estate's a little different. But that being said, and didn't he have like a heart attack or something? And now he's back up like running like marathons and stuff. I mean, guys,
I'm not sure. Yeah, he's getting older and he's
getting addiction.
Crazy, but
I thought he had like some sort of like big issue, and now he's just jumped up and doing crazy cool stuff. So I
thought he might have definitely. And I like that Wade mentioned that comment he made, because like the one from Grant Cardone that stuck really good for me, and it really helps me like on a daily basis, is it's not, so he's talking about debt, and he doesn't, like, he does real estate, but it's a lot of debt, and it's a lot, or not debt. He does real estate, but it's a lot of business, right? And he says the number one thing isn't your debt. That's not why you can't pay the bills. It's because you don't have enough income. And it doesn't make sense at first, but then once you get into that mindset, it does, because businesses, they take that out to make money. So if you can't pay your bills, you don't have enough income.
You gotta do proof of concept. You gotta make more money than you owe.
Yep.
Chris is putting on some of the makeup here, so.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
A little delay.
No makeup tonight.
If we get to 50 likes, it's gonna be a really exciting show. So.
Ooh, next
I can
Sunday.
call the big guns if we need to.
Oh, we got 38 now. We're not too far away.
How many of you scan barcodes on your phone? Do you all scan barcodes?
Yeah.
All the time, both for eBay and Amazon. You got to be a little careful with eBay, because if like you scan like, you know, my vitamins here, it possibly won't show all the vitamins being sold. So you got to be a little careful of that on eBay at least. But yeah, super quick. Scott, you're muted, my man. You're muted. He's probably watching Shark Week right now.
Headphone didn't come on. It's supposed to come back down. With the eBay app, I just use it as a starting point. If I find some information there, it'll pique my interest. You definitely got to type it in to really see what you're looking at. But you know, I like it when I scan it and there's nothing there, because you know, I like selling stuff when I'm one of the only sellers. But then you better verify it. You better type it in. I don't go anywhere without scanning, like Thrill the Hunt says. I don't go to any store. I'm on the road. Hell, I'm scanning stuff in truck stops because I'm an idiot.
I don't know about you guys, but like I have a different vibe on it. Like when I see people scanning stuff, and I just want to go up and high five them, you know, and be like, dude, awesome work. Like you're crushing it, you know. You know, sometimes you feel like it's competition with me, and I just want to go up there and give them a good high five and be like, man, attaboy, seriously, like crushing out here, scanning stuff. I like to see other resellers do it.
Be careful, because it could scare you. I think people have heard some of this story. I've told it before. I was going up and down the Indiana and Kentucky line, and I went in this Walmart. This town didn't even have a stoplight, but it had a big full double door Walmart. And there's a guy with his phone and a big low clearance row. And there's a guy in the middle of the phone, and he's got something in his hand in his phone. I'm like, and I walked close by him, and I could see Scoutify on there because it's the light blue color. I looked at him, I'm like, hey man, did you leave me anything on this aisle? He looked up and goes, you're Scott Zilke. I'm like, holy shit. How do you know that?
Yeah.
I mean, I am like 6 hours from home. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I had to cross over the river from Kentucky, Indiana just to get to this place. And it turns out somebody who sources just like I do, he had actually e-commerce momentum, the podcast. I've been on it twice. He had heard one of them. And so he knew who I was, and I talked to him probably a couple times a month. Cool guy.
That's awesome.
Pilot picker, I like that.
And it's weird, like kind of when you're meeting people, because I was in a thrift store one time looking at these shirts, and this guy was just staring at me, and I just not paying attention. And then he comes up to me, and he gets like on my side this close, and he's like, "Hey, good luck flipping those shirts, and then just walks away. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Did we get a sale just now? We need to start celebrating that when we find one.
That was me. Somebody with an offer. It's a video game.
Was it
I mean,
ridiculous?
it's a $10 offer. I did pay a quarter for it, but
It's
Nice.
not lotion, is it?
no, it's a
Lotion.
what may counter offer. If they want it for 12. If they want it for 12, they can have it.
What's going on, Steve?
What's up, Rakin?
Yeah, it's those. When I was in Ohio, I bought all those Dreamcast games. It's one of those. That was a great purchase, man. I have sold a lot of those for a lot of money.
Those Dreamcast games have made you a ton of dough.
Yeah, this one was. I offered it. If he wants it for $12, he can have it. I only paid 10 for the whole freaking box.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think I sold 2 of them last week for. I think I like total of 50.
If you can find those PlayStation 1 games in the original big cases, those do really well.
Like the long ones, right? Like like they almost look like a DVD case, but they're like a jewel case kind of, and they're all plastic.
Big, like that big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't. They're talking about scanning truck stops on the way home. When I stop at those truck stops, they're generally, they're not in big towns, and they generally somewhere off to the side, they've got a bunch of old toys back there. That's what I end up scanning. I'm like, because I've convinced myself that you can find something in every store, no matter what store it is, and it might not be the money, the return I'm looking for, but you can make money on it. So I mean, there's hardly a store that goes by that you can't find something.
If you can find CB radios or digital radios, those things do really well. If you're looking at liquidation, you can see those trunking radios. Really, any brand of those does pretty well.
Yeah.
Next show, the results of the baby feet. Lord have mercy.
The results of the baby feet.
Guys, you guys know that the last show, if you guys haven't seen it, it was funny, but there was this amazing brand. Okay, the beer picker's favorite brand ever to sell on Amazon was on that show.
Oh boy!
And Ashley's dad popped today, right? He popped in yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, do you have any dogs?" Because at this point, I'm like, I can sell them on eBay, but they're not going for much. And I have a cat, but my neighbor has, so I gave him 2 of those things, right? So he walked out. But the thought crossed my mind, okay, how many do I have? I paid $1 for them, so I'd only be out like maybe $50 plus shipping if I shipped and boxed all these up and sent them to Beer Picker just for the laughs. And it crossed my mind to do that, guys. Just send it over to them in a big box for $50. And say, these dog washers are all yours, my man.
That'd be hilarious.
Who knows? That still may happen because they're sitting in my bar right now, hiding up my beautiful bars. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm not even going to mention that company's name. That disgusts me. They don't deserve any publicity, even if it's just on YouTube. Yeah, they want us to use the baby feet on our heads. They're shame. So we got baby scalp.
You know what?
Would it still peel?
Would be crazy smooth. Oh my gosh, that's a good idea.
Do you think its skin would peel off?
That might actually make my hair grow back.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it is. It's a solution that is in it. You put it around your feet. I don't know how the hell we're talking about this again, but we're put it around your feet. And you keep your feet in there for like an hour. I've got some upstairs. If you guys, maybe next show I'll bring the baby feet and I'll show you guys the package. But maybe that's what sent Scott.
That'd be embarrassing if we put the bags around our head to do baby head, and we both had to have an ER come. The paramedics come because we asphyxiated in the bags.
Yeah, that'd be horrible. That would be absolutely embarrassing.
If you had live TV then.
But you know what? That stuff would probably make your head so soft it would be like glowing.
The paramedics talking about, we got there. He had a GoPro going and he was about to die.
You could have really hit on that thing.
Oh yeah, you would get viral video right there.
Makes
He-
front headline.
He had,
Baby
he-
head.
he had beer and weed on the desk in front of him. He's got to be drunk, high, doing this mess.
7
Yeah,
pounds.
He's probably doing bath salts, whatever,
I got some makeup too. If you just want to make it like over the top,
Put makeup on, put the bag on your head, get your baby head going on, and then when the paramedics come, you're full makeup.
I'd pay a cashier too, because I'd videotape it up there and have somebody go, "That's the smoothest scalp I've ever seen."
I know. I know. That would be awesome.
Advertisement.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I could put whatever I want to up there. I think the days of my hair and grow back, they're long gone.
But how crazy would that be if we actually put it on our heads and our hair grew back? I mean, I have hair around here, just not in this general area.
Yeah, this general area.
Like I said, guys,
Solution, right?
it's like okay, you guys on the. By the way, why we're on this topic, you see. Here's the thing, guys. Okay, I got two things to tell you. This is really important. All right, this panel. Scott and Shane have blessed me with the opportunity to join this panel. But with that, it's tough because, see, I can say what I want, right, guys? And this crazy stuff, I'm telling you, no. But that being said, I will ship you guys through the Facebook group. Send me your address. I will ship you some soft baby feet material from Amazon. And it comes in 2, so you can even have your wife try it out with you if you want. And then we'll do a reseller recap for 3 or 4 minutes next show, and you guys can explain how your baby feet is helping you resell, because you're going to be that much more healthy. And so I will send it to you guys. But the only thing is it does cost $20, well worth it. But I want you guys to film it. I need the process in which it could be on Instagram and or YouTube, but I want to see the process of this baby feet, because until you see it, it is crazy. You peel like a snake, but after that you feel like kind of clouds. Like, the good Lord himself came down and blessed your feet, because they are truly baby feet after you're done. So
My wife already buys this stuff. She's got some here.
So, but we're as a panel, we got to do it together. I'm okay doing it again.
All right.
I'll even use a pack on my head and my feet and give like a double review.
All right. As long as it doesn't say it's gonna burn my scalp all the way to the bone.
That's a viral video on the scalp. I can feel it.
I can tell you that's it.
I'm gonna YouTube it too, and I will straight up be like video, and then I'll like post. I'm gonna post like Wade's link to his baby feet down in the video. It's gonna be awesome.
Hey, we should go. We should do it live. Sit here with the things on our heads.
I'll put my feet on it.
Oh gosh, it feels like Christmas up in here. You get some baby feet. You get some baby feet. Take care of your body, guys, because if you're not here, you can't resell. And it starts with soft, genuine feet as a 30 and 40 and 50-year-old. So
I feel like I heard this advice somewhere else. Oh yeah, Lieutenant Dan gave Forrest Gump the same advice, and it's true.
All right,
Lordy.
so whose channel is this have to watch material going to be on next week?
It's supposed to be Lauren, if we can get Lauren from the cabin. Yeah. If not, it'll go to Shane.
Yeah.
We'll post it by Tuesday or so in the group.
Yeah, we'll talk to her, tonight or tomorrow, and shoot her a message or whatever. And
all right,
you guys know,
sorry, go ahead.
Just gonna say, Facebook group, guys. It's down below. I'm sure Chris will tell you, but guys, go join the Facebook group. I'll see if I can put the link real quick.
Don't waste your time.
What?
He said, "Don't waste your time."
He's
I already had it done. I was sitting here doing it while y'all were talking.
Oh, I thought you said don't mention time in the group.
No. The Facebook group's awesome. No, the Facebook group's awesome. I already had the link. I already had it. I was putting the cursor back to the other monitor.
Wayne's
Don't
like,
waste your
the
time,
group,
that's
and God goes, don't waste your time.
Yeah,
It's
because
really funny. You see like 100 people on there, and now it's got like 70.
Yeah.
All right. Any last tips, tricks, tools you want to share before we head out? Let's go left to right. Shane, what do you have?
All right. So, one thing, and I'm just gonna leave it with this, and have everyone else kind of do the man. Phew, man, I got a stutter going on or something. I don't know what's going on, and let them do their
Until next show. He's waiting. Next show.
and let them do their thing. But what I can tell you is this: if you don't try it and you don't actually go out and take the risk and do it, you're never gonna know if it works or not. Just like with Amazon FBA or eBay, or even buying a wholesale item, there you have to do your research and your due diligence, but you have to take the risk. And if you're not willing to do that, then I don't know. You just got to take the risk and back it up with evidence.
Scott, you're up next.
I talk about a lot. I think I even closed when Wade and I were talking. I interviewed on his channel. Is just to piggyback on Shane. Fear is the great thing that stops you. I'm too scared to trust someone. To exchange information. I'm too scared to try this. I don't use pirate ship because I don't want to have to learn another. I'm scared to learn another system. I don't want to do Amazon because I'm scared to. I've heard horror stories. Whatever it is, fear is you want to be a success at this. You just got to go for it. You just got to leave these other things behind. If you make a bad buy in the thrift store, what have you lost? $15, $20 max. And that's if you completely didn't sell anything. You can give it away right off on your taxes. You still hadn't lost. You can't be afraid in this business. The risk is very little. The reward is great.
So for me, guys, I want to say, you guys know what's bad for you, right? When you eat that, when you go downstairs at 2 a.m. and you eat that chocolate ice cream bar in your refrigerator, that's probably not the smartest move, especially since it's real late at night, right? So, really, like, you only know what you're doing now that is hindering you from being successful. And there's still some things that I do that kind of holds me back from being truly great at reselling. And so pinpoint what those are and try to work on it. You don't need to eliminate them in day one, but really understand and filter through what is making you, holding you back. And then once you identify that, kind of figure out what you can do to improve that, or get with people that are like-minded that can help you out in those areas. And then the second thing, guys, is go download the BedJet app. Okay. I am promoting selflessly free, but no, that being said, guys, I've said this many times. I don't think I've really gave much value on tonight's show, and I feel bad, but this show is, I'm grateful for being on it. Grateful for you guys, you lurkers. I'm seeing more and more new faces in chat that are communicating with us and being friends with us. And so it means a lot to us. I mean, I miss a football game every Sunday, but I'd much rather be on the show because I can't wait, just like Shane over there for next show. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys for joining and contributing and being a part of the show and giving information just as much as we are. So appreciate that.
So Wade, you need to go grab you something to eat, get in the shower, and think about next week so you can bring some effort.
Yeah, I will bring so much effort and so much knowledge in the next show. You guys will want to be there for sure. Be there for sure. But remember, at 2 a.m., don't get the chocolate and candy bars, and don't eat all the candy before Halloween like I did. that's bad for your health, but more importantly for reselling, find those things that are bad that you're not doing good, whether it's not, you're not networking, or there's got to be something holding you back, or something that possibly you can change to make yourself better at what you're doing. And yeah, just can't wait for next show. Can't wait for next show. And I will definitely these guys' addresses and send them some baby soft feet so we can see what that looks like.
All right. So my last things are, make sure you join the group. Fortunes in Reselling was posted up earlier here. I'll post it description down below. Make sure you subscribe to all of our channels. I linked those as well below. Hit the little bell to make sure you're notified every Sunday. Turn that on. As well as you'll see our videos pop up throughout the week. And I think I would like to end it with, you know, as Scott and all the rest of them said, just do it. Don't be afraid. Buy something, sell it, find stuff around your house. If you're scared of FBA, just reach out to one of us, reach out to the community, send it in, list it, sell it. The worst you can do is cancel it. The worst you can do is lose a couple bucks. What you're going to do is you're going to learn. You're going to be able to buy more product, and you're going to pay for it. There's so many times that I've bought something, brought it home, and it's been ripped, damaged, something wrong with it. I've lost money. But don't be afraid to try all those different platforms and just do it. Sell those items, ask questions later, and enjoy it. Have fun. That's what, and make friends.
Make that money. Make that money, guys.
Make it rain.
I heard somebody chinging over here.
Yeah,
Who was?
I heard someone sell something.
Yeah, that was me again. Sorry.
What'd you sell?
A game for $7.30. Woo!
You're rich. You're rich now.
Coffee for tomorrow.
Yeah, I had a box of stores that it probably had 200 games in it. My kid just started listing them just to get rid of them. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what we get for them. I can't. So I've been selling a lot of them.
Nice.
Hit that thumbs up, guys. It
Thanks for watching,
shows
everybody.
Yep.
As Wade
Hit thumbs
said,
up.
thumbs up. We'll talk to you guys later.